Hello guys, here is a 1984 Evergo Hugger ceiling fan. I got this fan for $10 at the Habitat store. It was new in the box. The original price was $20, but they had a Black Friday sale, so they just did half price of pretty much the entire store. So I got this, and I'm pretty happy with it because I've been looking for a brand new in-the-box Evergo Hugger ceiling fans for quite some time. About a year and a half ago, I did mention in a live stream that I hope to find one of these brand new in the box, and it took some time, but I finally acquired one. And as you can see, it is truly immaculate condition. And this fan is also an older model too. As you can see, it's a gold motor in there. The newer Evergo Huggers, or pretty much after 1984, they all had either a black motor for the brass ones or a white motor for the white fans, or the white and brass ones. But this is a gold motor, and this is from 1984, October 1984, meaning this fan is 40 years old as of 2024. And this fan here still works and still reverses. And I do have the box right here. Here's what they would have come with years ago. Here's your information. And I'll show you guys another set. And here's the top information on the top of the box. Do not drop, fragile, and pretty much nothing on the sides. Here's what the side looked like. Here's the barcode tag right there. And that's same. Oh, here's some different information right here. Here's the model number right here. This is a 4E-6EALW. So, fun fact, the 4E is a 4-blade fan, and the 5E is a 5-blade. It's just a little fun fact for you guys, your lesson of the day. So, another thing about this is that I actually have, if I didn't mention already, I have one of these, but the date is December of 1986. And it is a newer model because the original motor was a black motor. But I still have the motor plates for it somewhere in my shop, or I may have just thrown them out because I don't use them anymore. But the other one I have, not only is the motor black, but it's also, but the original motor was dead in it. But I think it's because that fan wasn't taken very much care of. And I know these Evergo fans do kind of have a reputation for being not so good, but I don't understand why Evergo is a hated ceiling fan brand, because the motor in this fan, I'm telling you, is very heavy. Like, it probably weighs 10 or 15 pounds, if not more. And the blades are real wood. They're not even MDF. Look at those. They're not plain. I mean, they are plain. They're not cane. They're not stencil. They're just plain on both sides, which kind of stinks. I wish these were cane blades. But it is what it is. And this light here is not original. This is actually like an adaptable. Back in the 80s, pretty much for any ceiling fan, you'd have to buy the light separately. Even for the cheaper fans. And I don't have shades for it. The light kit didn't come to me with shades, so I'm going to have to get some shades at like Menards or something, because I think Menards does sell 1980s style shades for the light, so then I can get a full 1980s effect. So I'll show you guys the light. I have two 60-watt incandescent light bulbs, and the one to the left is a 60-watt equivalent CFL, which I think is a 13-watt. Turn it down for downdraft. And here's low. It has a little bit of a motor hum, but it's not too bad. And the bearings in this fan are perfect still. And I know evergo kind of has a reputation for bad bearings as well, but these bearings are actually still perfectly good. Of course, I haven't used the ceiling fan much, so that could always change. But it's easy enough to change out ceiling fan bearings if you have some skill. And it is moving a slight breeze, which is good. I like a nice slow low. Here's medium. And as you can see, it's a pretty big jump from low to medium. And now full blast. And I'm telling you, this fan draws 1.1 amps, which I think is kind of a ridiculous amount of power for a PSC motor. If this was a shaded pole motor, it would be more understandable, but 1.1 amps seems a little high. Of course, it is a bigger and high quality motor, so it probably is going to draw more power. But I'm telling you, this fan right here, I feel like I'm standing under a tornado. It's a pretty good fan for a hugger, especially. And I don't know if it'll show on camera or not, but it's not perfectly flushed with the ceiling, but that's because our ceiling wasn't really built all that well. Or maybe it just kind of deteriorated from the years. But I'm telling you, this is not a bad performer. I don't know why people think these evergo fans are bad. Because it's pretty strong, I'm telling you. Let's see if I have an airflow tester, though, that will actually work. I'll just use this piece of plastic, which is from another fan. But look at this. It's not really... this thing's not really a good example, but you really have to test one of these evergos to believe it. And it's pretty much silent too. Like, I know evergo fans aren't the quietest in the world, but this one here I think is an exception. I don't know why some evergos get noisy. I think the motor is what makes them a little noisy, but this particular instance is not that loud at all. But pretty much every other evergo ceiling fan I have is pretty loud. And now off. And also, how I got this to be like an adaptable. I'm telling you guys, if you get an evergo hugger ceiling fan, you're going to have a little bit of electrical knowledge, even if you just want to install it like it. So if you want this to be two separate switches, which I have on the wall here, you see I have two switches. This one is for the light, this one's for the fan. So to get this two-switch circuit, I had to run an extra wire from the top of the motor to the switch housing, and that would be my light wire. And to get the neutral active, there was a two connection wires, probably one wire that would be connected to the house and one wire that would be connected to the windings of the motor. I had to add a pigtail between that connection to be able to use the light with it. So that's kind of how I got this to be having the light kit. And if I didn't mention earlier, this light kit did not come with any shades, so I'm going to have to get some shades at a hardware store, which aren't the most toughest to find. I can get them pretty easily at Menards. And normally I don't show it on spin down, but because it's pretty much almost done, I may as well just record it with the spin down, even though I think it's kind of a waste of time. And I think it kind of has a long spin down time because these blades right here are heavy and they're well made. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but these are not medium density fiber boards. These are actual 100% pure oak from an oak tree. And stopped. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and thank you guys for watching. Bye.